Good morning, everybody. It's morning.
Morning.
It is. Howdy.
In what world? It is 6:30 in the evening.
8:30 where he is.
Yeah.
I wish I was waking up now. That'd be crazy.
It ain't as good as it sounds.
Fair.
You miss all the cool stuff when you sleep through the sunny weather. Actually, the wind here was so bad that my neighbor had a shed that just literally blew over into my property and fell to pieces. You ever go to your neighbor and tell him, "Hey, I got your shed. I got your shed.
Whole fucking shed.
I got your shed."
You can come get it if you want.
Well, who would like to go first on the Talkin Pit?
Oh, I'd love to go first. Ready to talk about some video games.
All right, let's hit it. Well, no reason to wait.
All right, so lately I've been playing a lot of Behavior's new game, Meet Your Maker. The short pitch is, it is the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot meets kind of a very grungy art style. For everybody that's played the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot and remembers it, which I believe is all of us. No, real talk, it is a base building game in which other people then attempt to raid your base and kind of get through.
Like other human players?
Other human players, exactly. Yeah, you make a base, you put it out into the world, and then other people attempt to raid your base to try to get through it. So, like, for example, right now I have 4 bases that exist, only one of which is on because I'm very poor for the necessary materials right now. But let's go check out just one of my bases so y'all can get the general idea of how this is.
Damn, I can't believe they turned Clash of Clans into a video game.
Sorta, yeah.
It's 3D Dungeon Keeper with multiplayer, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
So here, for example, is a base I built back during the beta. They did keep everything from the open beta. So you can kind of see I have a general like flying view. Every single base only has one condition to the actual the base has to be completable. There needs to be an open path from this cool dog all the way to the very end of the base where the goodies are located, which, if I'm remembering correctly, is right here. So this dog path is all complete, and that is the only requirement. You don't actually have to complete your own mission. This is lagging a lot, isn't it? Just looking at it.
A little bit.
It's suboptimal. I wonder if I can turn the graphics qualities down even more.
That's
Okay,
actually not... if that's what it looks like on your end, then yeah. But also, I don't think it is. I think that's actually on Smite's end.
Could be.
I mean,
Oh.
we're also lagging on the end, you know?
Oh, okay.
Let me try
Yeah,
something.
it's not actually lagging on my end, so
Try that. How about now?
we'll see. I don't
We'll
know.
see in a moment.
I closed the Twitch
Why did you?
dashboard. Now
Oh
we're good.
yeah, you can't have that thing open, man.
I forgot it was open. Yeah, hey, there you
Yeah.
look at that frame rate.
Oh, okay. Are we smoother now? Or
Yeah, we're
smooth.
smooth.
Smoother.
Okay, sick. So yeah, you can see where people died and how they died. For example, this person died to the incinerator. I've hidden behind this holographic block here.
The fool.
Or this person died to the bolt shot hidden behind the holographic floor.
Oh no.
Or this person died to the bolt shot again below the holographic floor. So it's really cool because you can try to take advantage of how people are going to dodge around a room. Like, okay, somebody walks in, they immediately see the plasma sentinel that's going to shoot at them. They fire at that. Great, they're feeling confident. Oh, there's an impaler trap here that'll trigger if they get within 1 block. Great, they get that, and then they hear, oh, there's the goodie vault over here. Oh, but I should be careful. They're probably gonna try to pull the holographic block disappears. But there's nothing there. There was no trap for them. So oh, they almost got me. The impaler's right here. Perfect. I'm just gonna drop down and you absolute fucking idiot. There's a bolt trap just down here. So then we proceed through the glass hallway I got going here, and we immediately come to maybe one of the rudest rooms I've ever made in my entire life, in which there's just a bunch of bullshit to catch pretty much anyone. There is a single path which has a chonky motherfucker walking along it. There are 2 dudes with guns positioned in such a way where if you shoot them, you are going to have to go through a bunch of different traps to try to get your ammo back. There's just acid cubes everywhere, because why not? Life is suffering. On our holographic block that hides a bomb dropper. And then just because I really can't have a second room where they do the same thing again. They can probably try to zip through this one, and that's okay. So I feel like you should really try to see it in action to get a general feel for how people are feeling about the defenses. Plus, I don't have enough money to turn it back on so we can actually see it in real time. So let's go grab a full custom replay, because this game has those. And then I'll do one raid myself as well.
Okay.
So what are the constraints of building a base? Like,
Everything
what prevents you from just
has
making every
A
room
cost.
fucked up?
Everything has a cost.
Okay.
Your traps cost more than just you have a capacity of anywhere from like 750 to like 4,000, and that
Mhm.
capacity goes up as people leave like commendations on your bases. So it does
Oh.
actually benefit you to have a base that is made not rude, like a base that is actually made to be observed by people.
Like, people who enjoy it are going to like improve your
Exactly.
standing and
So
ability to
these
do
are
more.
two people who decided to run this base together. One of them has immediately run forward and run into my rude dude who comes up after the fact to try to catch anyone who's too slow entering the base. So we
Your
got
dude sound.
the real Dervis here, who did in fact get got in exactly the way I thought they would. At which point they have their friend who doesn't appear to be here anymore. Oh no, there they are. There they are. They are zipping around outside for some fucking reason. So I'm going to really quickly just skip ahead in the replay to when more shit starts happening, because
That's a nice time bar.
unfortunately, it is a pretty nice time bar. Yeah, you can see when everybody dies. You can see when they grab the genetic material at the end of the raid. Is their friend still not inside? They're still not inside. Holy shit, you let your friend sit for nearly a fucking minute while you just explored. Oh, you're in the bottom floor now. You just left them dead? Or is Dubious just over there? Well, I guess we find out. Yeah, they just left their friend dead. Okay, and here they are. Finally here to explore. If you're raiding in multiplayer, you can revive your allies. Always a good time. Other people actually being able to explore. And of course, the flamethrower catches them, as it should.
Oh,
So then the real Dervius here has to get all the goodies and then come back up to bring his buddy back to life while not getting got by the flamethrower trap that's turning back on. This is the sort of flow of the game. And Dum Dum went straight back in the hole. But you get like the general idea. There are full replays for every single raid on every one of your bases. And full replays for every single raid that you do on an enemy base. The only limitation being they reset when a new patch comes out. So just to give you an idea of how raiding works, I'm going to really quickly go on one raid myself. So your actual ammunition for your weapon is limited. This is the most upgraded this gun can be, and I have 3 shots, but they stay there, and then I can collect them. I also have a sword, which I can use to deflect arrows, grenades, which are what they sound like, and a single charge of a revival pod. So, first of all, how dare you? Oh, that enemy explodes. You rude little shit. So there are all sorts of mods you can apply to all of your different guards. So not every guard that you have is going to explode. Not every trap that you have is going to be just sitting here like this. And in general, your entire base is... Where was that guy? There you are, you little fuck. Come here. Every single base is going to be personalized just enough that it all feels like fresh and new every time, except for when you walk into a house and it's just a cube of murder. Which, more common, unfortunately, than I would like to admit.
How long have you been playing this?
So How long have I been playing? I've been playing since the alpha, which came out a couple months ago, but I haven't actually put a ton of time into it. I'd say maybe 10 to 15 hours tops. If I had to guess, and I do because I have no actual idea. So you can see that even if there's no sound or the sound cues don't properly play, you're also given little like icons whenever you're targeted by a hostile mechanic. Like if I were to walk beneath that impaler trap up there, or if I were to be targeted by that boy, the game will just tell me, hey, something is here to get your McNuggies, like that. And from there, you can kind of operate as required. That was actually pretty sneaky.
Oh my.
They almost got you.
They did almost get me, and that's one of the big things is that, sneaky. The hidden walls always look like bedrock, so you can always kind of spot those. But this is one of the really just the joys is you try to figure out what the person on the other end of the planning phase or the rating phase is going to think or is thinking. Like that is the joy here, right?
Yeah, that's extremely cool. Can you so you said you can raid in groups. Can you also build in groups?
You can, absolutely. You can build in multiplayer, and there's actually an achievement for it. So they do want to encourage it at the very least. And why is there a hole here that goes past the... I'm curious. Is there a secret back here that I should know about? Is there a cool hidden area?
Bonus goodie.
No, there's just a hole in the wall that they forgot to build in. That's okay.
Maybe
Also,
they ran
can I
out of
just say,
credits.
The movement is incredible in this game. You've got a double jump, you've got a grappling hook on a near instant recharge that can keep you hovering in place until you choose to turn it off. You can grapple, jump, grapple, jump. You can jump, grapple, jump, grapple, jump. It all feels very smooth, and there are also additional perks that you can get for the other suit, because there are currently 2 suits in the game, because it's a behavior they like to do, like, perks and all that. I don't know if we can actually see my loadout. Yeah, here we go. You can see, like, I see my crossbow bolts from further away, and I can retrieve them from further away, and I can fire faster.
Nice hat.
So this suit is very good with the gun. There's another suit that's very good at melee, and that suit also gets things like... Goodbye, cool dog. That suit also gets things like faster movement as a perk and things like that. And at the top tier of the perk, you can get the teachable version so you can give it to other people. So the big thing about the rating in this game that's really interesting is you can set it up so traps only appear on the exit, which is what just happened there. As soon as I grabbed the thing that said, okay, you're leaving now, like at least 6 more things just popped out of the walls, because now this entire base has a new level of hostility for me.
Because otherwise,
And
it'd
granted,
just be get there, grab it, leave the same way you came.
Exactly, yeah, you just get it and you just bail immediately. Like, where's the fun in that? Now, this means that there can be bases that are more or less built around, okay, round 1 went great, round 2 is gonna be a motherfucker. Or things that, like, rely on, okay, here's an empty room surrounding the goodie you have to grab and get out for. You just absolutely know that the moment that you grab the goodie, though, the empty room is going to be filled with the worst kind of shit. And that's really... Goodbye, cool dog. That's really the joy of this game, is just... You can also deflect arrows with your sword if you ever fuck up and walk directly into them like I just did, which feels very cool in the moment, but fucking up and nearly getting caught does not. Your only escape condition is make it back to the outside. You can go to any edge of the map. You don't have to go to the exit pad, so people can't build like a gauntlet just aiming down this tiny path to make sure that you can't escape, because you could always just go out to the desert out here.
Right.
And escape into the wilderness. But one kind of like, are you awake trap on the way out is not uncommon and is actually a lot of fun.
Fraud well defeated.
Fun
Yeah,
and ingenious.
As you raid, you get synthite and parts, which are money and Parts are used for upgrades of your materials, but are also primarily used for consumables. And then your actual progression tied to your level is just how much you've done. Once you level up your custodian, you get additional parts or genetic material or stuff like that. The actual plot of the game is relatively bare bones. There has been a sort of genetic apocalypse after gene modding went too far. And now the last couple of people in the wastes are duking it out with monsters that are more metal than meat for the most part, with the absolute minimum amount of meat, led by chimeras that are large tube babies that absolutely love to have you press that button. But that's the general, like, the gameplay loop, and it's a lot of fun. Like, there is something to be said for watching somebody fail your base in exactly the way you expected them to, that I don't think can be overstated. Like, it is just so good to see someone walk into your trap in the exact way that you expected, and that's fantastic. I love it. Like, this person was only in my base for 2 minutes, but how am I doing on time? Am I over?
You're about there.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
In that case, we'll really quickly accelerate. We'll find out where this person died. They died pretty early. We'll just let them rock. I feel like they died to an impaler at some point. But, okay, so
Mario
here's
Maker
the
has
general
that,
idea
but
behind this trap, because I am going to just accelerate while this person kind of dismantles what is happening here. Okay, so they accelerate through. They're checking on their walls. They're checking their corners. And then right here, I'm going to pause it when they see it. Okay, they see an impaler up at the top left. They see a bolt trap to the right, and they think, oh, I shoot the bolt trap, I shoot the impaler. And they miss that there's a second impaler next to the bolt trap ready to stab them when they go to get the kill on it.
Oh my god.
Which is exactly what I wanted. And it's just that little joy of, like, I successfully JoJo'd this person into moving exactly how I anticipated they would. That is perfect. So, Meet Your Maker. It's currently like $30 on Steam, and it's behavior, so they're going to be updating it, I'm sure. Whether it'll have, like, Dead by Daylight problems of, or whether it'll have a problem of, the game does freeze occasionally right now. I don't know what's happening right here, but it is frozen. This is not the game stopping. This is, it has fucked up. So I think that'll be my time. Thank you all for watching. Go check it out.
I neglected to mention last time I did this that I hit something on my stream deck. It was it's a number 1 to 100 button. And the first time I ever pressed it, it landed on 69, and I left it that way for 2 years.
Nice.
And I fucking accidentally hit it last time I did Talkin Pit, and I was so mad. I can't get it back to that number. It won't go back. Anyway,
it's mad at you.
who's
Sometimes.
next?
I could go next.
Yeah, go for it.
All right,
All right.
we're gonna load up Doc's
Yeah.
game.
And this should have audio once it's online.
Okay,
All right, I'm ready to go.
there you are.
So, I've actually been playing this game a lot for a while. It had an English translation released, I think, back in like.
I think that I
Not
wasn't giving
October,
audio.
before that.
That's my fault. Let me fix that real quick. That was going on with Emily's as well. I think I know why though. I've got it. All right, now you're good.
Hell yeah.
All right, nice. Oh, hold on. Let me go unmute. Okay, I'm muted on my side because that was getting double audio. Anyway, hello. This is the Lost Branch of Legend, which, yeah, I know. Hold on. Before I even start, I know. I'm one of the super fans and all of the series and all of that. That's actually not why I'm sharing this. This is a deck building roguelike that is designed such that you don't need to know a single thing about these. It's just a good ass deck building roguelike. It is expressly based off of Slay the Spire. If you've ever played Slay the Spire or Monster Train or any of these kinds of games, right?
I just played one called Power Chord that was pretty cool.
And I know you played a lot of Monster.
Yeah, I never played
But-
any game that much on the card front. That was a lot.
This is a game that's like that. It's so much so like that. If I were to go on to start a new run, I actually started like have a run in the middle of this just in case, just to show off here. It even straight up says, hey, if you've never played a deck builder like Slay the Spire before, you should probably try it on easy first. Because that's how much it wears it on its sleeve. So this is specifically one of those that has a lot of influence off of the mana system from Magic the Gathering, specifically. Because it has colored mana, and you have a mana base that it generates from, and it generates these. And your cards do use colored mana specifically as well. I've actually been having a weird run here where you start with 2, and you can choose one. Every character has 2 starting decks. The starting decks are very small, like very similar, and they're very only different in like one major thing, and that's that one of them will start with 3 of one color and 2 of the other, and it's basically a choice between one of those 2. Reimu here normally is red-white, and you can start with either 3 red or 3 white, and she has a different, slightly different deck depending on these first 11 cards. This was red. But I gave up my starting exhibit for something random just for... which you can do in Slay the Spire as well, but I think is better done here. So it plays like quite a lot of these. You draw a number of cards at the start of the hand, and then, they do basic thing. This one, that's just damage, baby. We all love damage. That's how you win games. And this one gives me temporary strength at the start of each turn. I'm gonna go and equip that one. That's the equivalent of a power in Slay the Spire. It's a permanent bonus that goes for the rest of the fight, so long as you've played it. So I've got 10 damage, 7 damage coming in at me. I am currently blocking 12 of it. I could attack to do something here, and I do also have this card that is generated from this exhibit over here to be able to get an additional 2 mana on that turn. Did that damage, and here you go. The presentation of the game is really polished, really, really polished for one of these. It's
yeah, these animations are really clean.
Some of them are unfinished. That card right there you just saw doesn't have art right now. This is a game that's in a beta. That kind of thing. So not everything is done yet, but it's well on its way to. There are 3 playable characters right now with 2 decks each. There's a 4th playable character coming out soon, and then there will be a 5th one coming out down the line as well. Well, that's pretty nice, but also I can just choose to win. I should probably choose to win. I had lethal, as so proverbially the case. At the end of every fight, you get some money, which you can then spend, like in all of these. Hold on. At shops, these gaps over here are the equivalent of bonfires. Is where you can upgrade a card or restore some health. There's conventions that all of these deck building roguelikes.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Choice of 3 cards here. I'll take this, actually, because I auto-upgrade all defense cards that are out of my deck because of this exhibit. So you choose your path that you can see on one of these, and you get a look at your boss at the end as, again, like all of these are.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, it seems like choosing your path might be a bit easier than some of these, because instead of being multiple, 3 different paths that branch 6 times, you have 4 paths that might branch once. Yeah, and then it pinches back in, and then it spreads back out completely.
Yeah, you can very easily plan out your path in this, and it's very straightforward too. Now I just realized that's a bad habit of mine. I played through them very quickly. I just played my various attacks here. This character is not attacking me this turn, just inflicting a debuff, so I didn't have to defend. That kind of thing. Takes my agony. Yep, that's pretty good. 10 damage at the end of each turn. So this is a mechanic that's actually kind of unique to this. Also, here's my curse. This one sucks. So Graze. If an attack is not accurate, because that's a quality that an attack can have, I can just completely block it with one charge of this. Lose one when attacked or when the turn starts. So these two attacks over here, they're going to do nothing. This debuff will do 10 damage to me, and I've taken 2 from this. But these 2 attacks aren't going to do anything, and they're actually going to give me some firepower. It's nice. The fundamental thing about this game is that this is a deals extra damage. Yep. Based off firepower. It's a game that was made expressly after Slay the Spire with like all of the lessons Slay the Spire has learned over the years and whatnot, and is trying to iterate even further on that. That's the idea, you know?
So from someone who hasn't played Slay the Spire, like how does it compare? Like does it sort of hold up the same mechanics wise? I know that's sort of the gold standard in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Okay.
But it is similar enough that if you have played that one, then you'll get a grasp on this one really fast.
Okay.
This is a way to give up all of my basic attacks, the ones that I started with in the deck. These 5, right? Turn them in for something else instead, with a permanent curse as well. This is a big downside, is what this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it up. I'm all set, thanks. However, here's actually something that's actually kind of nice. Unlike most of these, this game does let you just restart like levels whenever you want if you want to change your mind.
Oh, nice.
And that's actually just built directly into it. It doesn't care. It's actually so much built into it.
Yeah, quit load just built into the game.
Yeah. And it's actually so much built into it that they have this option for just displaying random results. Because if they just let you quit load and whatnot, then you're going to see these anyway, because they are seeded, you know? So it just flat out lets you do it and see it, like without having to actually go through the rigmarole of actually restarting the level. But no, I'm actually going to go give it a... All right, and then there are elite encounters, as is the case on all of these as well. Elite encounters are harder, but they have higher rewards. And yeah, that's pretty much as it is. Like, going to block these attacks and gain firepower for doing so. And then I'm going to, you know, punch real hard. I'm playing as the single most basic, straightforward character. The other characters
that's Mario. I know her.
She is basically Mario, yeah. The Ironclad inside the Spire, the Hell Dudes, you know, the Hell Dudes in
Hell Frank.
Monster Train, yeah. We all know Hell Dudes. And I'm playing this off the cuff as I go here.
I mean, who among us does not know someone from Hell just on the day-to-day?
Mm-hmm. So the way that this encounter works is that I'm getting dealt a rank of lock on every time I get hit. Deals attack damage that applies to blocks as well. And lock on makes me take X more damage from attacks. You lose 1 per turn. It's pretty rough on this encounter, specifically on higher difficulties. I'm playing right now on normal just so I could have guaranteed getting to this point. I usually play this game on hard. There is a level beyond that of Lunatic, as always. And then also a bunch of extra things you can turn on that also make the game harder. You know, the equivalent of Ascensions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crucibles.
And Crucibles.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Peglin is one of these games, really.
Could I, there's some, I noticed that artist that did one of those cards that you just played, they have some very strong options, like art-wise, from what I've seen from what you've shown to this game in the past.
Once I do this encounter, I'll go ahead and show some of those off, because they are very fun.
Yeah, the alternate card art that is available is holy shit. It is pretty good.
Mhm. All right, we win next turn. Because here's another mechanic of this game that's unique is your spell card, which is something that's also decided by your starting deck. This is a gauge that counts up over the course of fights, and is a non-card action that you can perform. In this case, it's just deal a bunch of damage 3 times. It's very good on that. And adding cards to the deck. Ooh, here we go. Increases damage and block when I play cards that do that. Sounds nice to me. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go to the main menu to go leave that encounter.
Nice health.
And, nice health, yeah. There is the very robust collection here. It's easy to look up cards of specific colors and all that. Like, oh yeah, you want to check out red and white cards? There you go. You want to check out specifically multicolor red-white cards? That's a way to do it too. This has art now. Probably unfinished
You've
art.
got...
It has art.
Yeah, you got all the classes. You got Mario, you got Witch, you got Dio, you got Math Teacher.
Ice.
The options are truly incredible.
Mm-hmm. And then you have brain damage.
And brain damage. Like this post if you don't think.
Exactly. So, there's one artist in this who I'm pretty sure is just on the dev team who's they're a lot of fun doing art that I think is pretty fun, just in general.
The strongest improv.
Red, black, multicolor, Marisa. Radioactive elements. It's when you this is what happens when you mix what you shouldn't mix.
Coke and Peepsy, no. Conk and Peepus.
And taking your extra turns never looks so good.
Yeah, can I get a fucking wide Sakuya?
Absolutely. So I really recommend this game. If you enjoy deck building roguelikes, you can go ahead and completely ignore the source material. The game doesn't ever actually ask you to know anything about it, really.
Wing colors?
Like the colors are there as well. They are
not for the wing crystals though. No, that's what
no.
Smight was saying.
No, Flanca is actually not even in this game.
Damn.
Which is funny. She's on a couple cards,
What?
like 1 or 2, but that's it. Hold on. Like, here she is. She's on like a couple cards, but that's about it. Like,
having a party with herself.
yeah, she can do that.
Nice.
All 4 of her.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what colors are they? It doesn't matter. You don't have to know what the colors are. It's fine. And there's the 5 colors here, which are kind of sort of similar-ish to how Magic's are, to the point that over here, the order is white, blue, black, red, green, which is exactly how they are in Magic. Although they do cover it up a little bit because they're a little bit different down here in this. It's different, trust me. It's not the same.
Of course, yeah, no. Magic has 5 different colors and colorless, and this one has 5 different colors, colorless, and all colors.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I copy your homework? Yeah, but just don't make it too obvious,
Yeah, the thing is that, sometimes when a game does that, it does it pretty good,
Yeah.
You can copy.
Yeah, I don't think there's
you can
anything
do
wrong
it.
with cribbing good ideas.
Exactly, and this is a game that cribs a lot of good ideas and presents them well. And you know what? I can appreciate that as well.
Yeah, as long as the
It's
game's
like-
bringing something to the table, there's nothing wrong with borrowing great ideas from other successful games.
It put the words through the thesaurus for synonyms, but it picked the right synonyms.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's how Alexander O. Smith did a lot of his translations, and he's very well respected for doing video game translations. All right. So that's me showing this off. I mean, there's plenty. A single run of this game can actually take a fair amount of time. It's a little bit longer because the game is a little bit more complicated inherently.
Mhm.
But that's it for this. I mean, I recommend it heavily. I think this game whips.
Yeah, I've seen you and Slyo, I think, both playing this in Discord a lot, and it always just gets a lot of people kind of sitting there vibing and suggesting like different options, which is great.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm authorblues, and this is Enchanted.
Can't find you, authorblues.
I'm one of those.
I found you.
That's not me. That one's me.
I
Okay.
gotta rename you. That's all. Hold on. Right.
Smight, since this is your game pick, you can talk about it.
I don't know what this is. Tell me about this game.
So this is Enchanted. This is a new game that came out pretty recently. It's a lot of it's kind of pretty much overcooked at its surface. When we first started playing it, we thought it was overcooked but with potions. And I think what we ended up deciding along the way is this game kind of introduces it was designed by someone who thought overcooked is cool, but I kind of wish it were chaotic. Because it really ramps every chaotic element of Overcooked up to the max. So it starts off pretty slow. You start off with just, you're cooking steaks and you're serving them to customers. But then it starts introducing these magic elements. So you can pull potions from these canisters. You see them up in the top right. And you sometimes have to serve those to customers. And then it introduces another element where you have to sometimes mix the potions with steaks to make colored or flavored steaks, however you want to think about it. And then they introduce mechanics where you have to start mixing potions. So, sometimes you need an orange potion, so you have to combine them in the cauldron. And then it adds another feature on top of that, and another feature on top of that. And it's not the kind of game that's afraid to pull punches. It's not the kind of game where once they introduce a potion mechanic, they back down on any other mechanic. It's all just added at all times. It's so chaotic, in fact, that the game pretty much thrusts upon you. If you don't have a party of 4, it lets you tell an AI to participate to help you kind of manage all of the tasks. So you can actually see on screen an AI going back and forth set to just refill the canisters, right? They can't do anything terribly smart, but they can do that. And there's just so many elements going on at one time. Like at the bottom of the screen, you can see a wombat rider going by. You have to brush and clean the wombat as part of taking care of them at the inn. There's monsters that come in that you either have to kill them or you have to satisfy them to get them to go away. There's robbers that try to come in to steal the money out of your chest or off of the tables or something like that. And the further we go along, the more that we realize that this game is really, really tied into trying to make it feel as chaotic as possible, like pushing you as far as you think you'll ever be able to go. And every single time we get to a new level, it feels like it's going to be too much. Like, this is the level that's going to break us. And then you solve it and you move on to the next one. And it's been a really fascinating ride. It's been really impressive so far. I've been really pleased with it. It's based on Australian, the sort of native Australian lore and folklore and those traditions. The writing's really good. It treats sort of its source material really carefully. It's just an extremely cool game.
What is the wombat for?
So
that's how you capture one.
Well, there's a baby wombat as well. Part of the story is that you get a baby wombat and he starts to help around the inn as well. So the wombat that you see sitting there in the nest, he'll automatically go and collect money off of the tables. Like when someone leaves money behind, he'll go and pick it up and put it in the chest for you.
What a perfect little guy.
He is a perfect little guy. There's a lot of perfect little guys.
It's pretty huge if you can just ride on him. That's a pretty big boy, honestly.
Yeah. But like
the little one right above the green star, the one sitting in the little nest.
Yeah, but the big ones too. I mean, so you can see the cat burglar walking across the screen there, trying to get to the chest and break it open. but like it just keeps adding mechanics. So like you can make potions, and some of the potions have effects that you can use as well. So like customers will want to order a green potion, or a customer will want to order a purple potion, but you can also just drink the green potion, and that will give you charisma, because some of the customers are shy and you need charisma to be able to take their order. Or some customers will come in and they're sad and they've just like got this cloud over their head, but you can drink the purple potion and it like cheers them up.
Pushing your luck on that purple potion delivery there.
Yeah, no kidding.
I thought
there's so much going on at all times that it's like impossible. It sometimes feels like a lot to just keep up with the expectations.
See, one thing I do love about this game, though, they seem to have a great respect for slopping those steaks.
Love slopping the steaks.
Half the people that come in here just slop the steaks, no problem. Slop all over them.
I mean, they can't stop you, right?
Yeah. I mean, they encourage it here.
They encourage it at this particular restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's incredible, because I think most games would be a little bit afraid to go so broad with the mechanics. But this game seems to kind of embrace it, sometimes to a fault. Like there was one session at the end of the night, we were playing it the other day, and I said, one of these levels coming up is going to be just like this most fucked up maze, like carrying stakes through this giant maze to get them to the customers. And then I was just kind of riffing on that idea. I was so frustrated. I was like, and they're going to make a maze, and like the maze is going to change every time you go through it. And that was literally the last level we played. Was there were customers at one end of the maze and all of the cooking supplies were at the other. And every 10 seconds or so, all of the walls just started randomly changing what the layout of the maze was.
That sounds like
shifting maze.
Hell. Holy shit.
But like the mechanics are so diverse. Like, there's only there's 30 levels and a morning and an evening service for each one, so that's like 60 different levels, and like we're more than halfway through it, and they're still introducing brand new things to us that we've never seen before. Drink this potion to do this. Now we're fishing, so you got to fish out of the river. It's really, really impressive how broad this game goes, because I don't think a lot of games would feel confident enough to do that. But it's built around expecting that you probably have a party of 4, and if you don't, you can just set an AI to kind of fill in the gaps. The AI is competent. They're not going to be running around doing things, but they'll stay dedicated to the task and can really patch the holes in your group. I mean, I could literally fill the remainder of my time just telling you about every single mechanic that this game has introduced. Sometimes warriors come in and they want you to enchant their weapons, so you have to like take a spear and dunk it in the cauldron with another potion to enchant it for them. Some of the monsters will, like, if you leave food sitting around that you've already prepared, they'll come and eat the food directly off the counter, and so you can't leave too much laying around. Sometimes you'll have a
raw steaks. Those are fine on the ground.
Yeah, they can live with that. Sometimes you'll get a party of witches that come in, and they all get seated at exactly the same time, and they insist that you serve them in the right order, so they'll have like numbers above. Yeah.
When I get to the maze, is that in here?
Yeah, that
First,
VOD should be the one with the maze.
You gotta
yeah,
serve the crone.
Jump to like the last 30 minutes or so. I think that'll be about it.
What's this?
I think it's a little after that. I'm not sure. It might be before that even, but so like this level introduces a mechanic where there's like a wind stream that's blowing across all of the tables. There's like a little downtime in between levels where you get to like choose what you do with your downtime, and that can sometimes give you perks or not. Here's where they introduce fishing, and this is a boss fight where critics come in to rate the restaurant, and they make their order and then hide. Oh, you're gonna love this. Okay, so this game goes pretty hard on like Australian folklore, and I'll be honest with you, this game's kind of based. The guy who takes over the inn, like he's a squatter. He's a magician, and he's like, this inn's mine now, and I'll leave in a month if you earn me enough money. The guy's name is Colin, and later in the game, they tell you that his last name is Iser, and I love that so much. So
that is incredibly funny for reasons I don't get, but for
Colonizer. His name's Colonizer.
Oh. I just Thank you. Okay. Sorry.
So like this is a boss fight right here, and they'll tell you what they want to order, all three heads, and then they hide the information. So you have to have memorized it, and the heads start swapping what table they're sitting at, so you have to remember which head wanted what. It's like a lot,
okay.
but it's all mostly manageable. Like every single time, it's definitely doable. It just kind of pushes you further and further. Like you think, oh, they can't possibly add another mechanic on top of this. And then they do, and it's doable.
It never stops ramping up, but the ramp is never so steep that you can't go up.
Right. And I think it's been... when we first started playing it, the very first session, we played like the first 10 days, I was like, if it keeps going at this pace, I'm not sure I can keep up with this game. It's too much for me. And every single time, like, we rise to the occasion. It's been a pretty interesting ride along the way. I think the thing you're looking for is earlier in the VOD.
I do think that what you
have to see. You do have to. You have to see the maze. Go ahead, Emily.
I think that what you're describing speaks to an incredibly powerful, like, well-made learning curve.
Right.
Like, it's not... If it were too much or too little, it would be very easy for the game to get out of hand or just kind of become too easy. But the way that you've described it, it sounds like it stays perfectly on par.
Yeah, they give you the tools to keep up with... Oh, I love this one. The cauldron goes in a figure 8 around the river. So you have to chase it in order to do your cooking.
And it looks like you also have to toss the meals over.
Yeah, they do that a lot, like separating you from the customers and kind of expecting that the way you're probably going to overcome that is just like throwing the food over the river.
I ain't seen no maze.
You think we're
here.
too early or too late for the maze, Auth?
Just a little bit before this one. I think when they introduced fishing was right after the maze. I'll find it. It'll take me 2 seconds.
You got so much content in here.
What can I say?
Like, the number of stages, again, you were saying it, but it's really starting to hit home. This is a truly incredible, like, selection.
There is a lot going on in this game. But, like, okay, jump to 2 hours, 8 minutes. That seems like that captures some of it.
2:10 or so, apparently, on your... there it is.
Here we go. And this... Okay.
This level was exactly what I described, too.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked that it was exactly what I was suggesting it was going to be.
An easy path to the customers. Blessed.
When you said maze,
blessed.
I was actually expecting something a little bit more complicated than this.
Sure.
But this seems manageable. You know?
Right. The walls sometimes give you a little bit of an ugly path, but like at the same time, yeah, it's not supposed to be so prohibitive that it's, impossible. The other thing I will point out, the other thing I will point out is that we've been trying to like get 3 stars on every level, which is kind of, a self-imposed restriction. But I think that you could probably make great progress on this game, even if you weren't playing perfectly. Like even if you failed to deliver a few customers and they leave, you'd have no problem continuing to make meaningful progress in this game. So I don't think it's like so difficult that you should think to yourself, I don't know if I really want to, I don't know if I'm up for that kind of challenge. Because I think the challenge is very satisfying. It's just much harder if you kind of hold yourself to a standard of perfection.
That makes sense. Which I feel like all of us would. So that's a fair warning for any of us that are going to try this game.
I will say this game's not for everyone. You have to kind of already be into Overcooked, and you kind of have to wish Overcooked were harder. But it's a very cool game. And I actually would strongly recommend it.
You keep getting cut off by this wall change.
I'll never stop getting got. Yep, so that's it, Enchanted. It's pretty new. Really enjoyed it.
Nice.
It seems good.
It is.
Just all you're describing sounds incredibly quality.
I will give one warning that the net code is a little squirrely. So it feels a little imprecise in ways that can be unsatisfying at times, but it's very playable.
This is Storyteller. This is the game I'm doing, which is you might have seen it making the rounds because there was some argument on Twitter about how short it is, and that's true. But it's still really good, and I'm recommending it regardless of that, because damn, authorblues, you were playing this. You can back me up, maybe?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, you're absolutely right. My one criticism, the reason why I'm not raving that everyone should go out and buy it, is because it took me a little more than an hour, a little less than 2 hours to 100% the game, and it's an Annapurna game, so it costs $20.
Looks like it's 15 at the moment, but yeah.
It's very good though. I really enjoyed it.
We're gonna take it from the top, and you can see what it's all about. So basically, it's a puzzle game, and I do hope they make more content for it. I don't know how hard that is or how likely, but it's the kind of game. It's on the Switch, right? So you can just pass it to your friends and see them mess it up. Like that's what it's gonna be at that pace. So they'll be able to clear the whole thing in 2 or 3 hours probably. And I would love to watch somebody playing through this. I've been checking people out on Twitch running through it. So you have like basic elements here. I'll remake a new save actually, so we can take it from the top here. Where do I do that at?
Yeah, I think if you go all the way out, there's a an option for changing your file. Yeah, I did mention when I was streaming this on my channel, because it's for the Switch, it's definitely the kind of game that I would buy and just like hand it to my father and say, "Hey, play this."
Okay, so
because it's that kind of game.
We have a need to fulfill this condition up here.
Adam starts alone, finds love, and dies happy. Okay.
Yeah, they always give you a title that's not always quite as on the nose, but they tell you kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah, we start really basic, but this does get fairly complicated at the end. And then we have to design the cards now. So for her to die heartbroken, there's an unspoken condition where this guy has to die as well, and then we're good. So this is how this game plays out. We get to the I don't think I can skip chapters.
Okay.
Oh, I can. Nice. I love killing Edgar, so this is the chapter I want to do. I love killing this guy.
People love killing this guy.
You have a lot of flexibility.
Especially Isabel, from my experience.
Some of these have, yeah, she's very excited to murder. There's a lot of options for solving some of these. Some of them seem like they only have 1 or 2 answers, but you can make Edgar the dead one in almost all of these, which really appealed to me. Let's see.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about this game, playing through it, is that sometimes it like encourages you to find alternate solutions too.
Mm-hmm.
Like right here.
Heartbreak is healed without any deaths.
Yeah, so
that's cute.
I forget how this one's done, so let's run through it. How are we going to accomplish this? So the death panel's out of here.
Have Edgar cheat on her. Edgar marries somebody else.
He won't do it. He's happy.
Yeah,
Yep.
Edgar won't do, that is not the kind of thing Edgar is all about. However, it does mean that Bernard there is now heartbroken.
That's right.
Because you can see it. He's got
so
a broken heart.
Bernard can
Marry
then
someone else.
find love.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
So it's got some trickery like that going on.
That's cute.
And it has that for a lot of levels. A lot of levels, there will be like a fairly clear-cut solution, and then that will pop up after you solve it.
Rejects Edgar? What the fuck? Hey, man.
No, this is the way it should be.
Which one of these is the poisoning? That's what I want.
I think that's later.
There we go.
I'm guessing
There
it's
you
the
go.
chapter labeled poison.
Nice.
That'll be it.
I don't know why Edgar's even here. He's here to die. Like, we don't need him. But she's sad, so she drinks the poison. It's not a happy story this time, but yeah. Some of these
Yeah,
are,
you have to give her a reason to want to drink poison. If you just drop her in a poison scene, she'll be like, I have no reason to. She'll just shrug her shoulders.
Gotcha.
But if you-
Okay, so this one is just, hey, make Oh, she won't drink the poison if she's not heartbroken, though.
Yeah, you have to give her a
Interesting.
reason to want to. And it starts to really play with some of those ideas.
So we need to double poison, and we have a resurrection button to do it with. So we can
So you have Edgar and Lenora, then Edgar supposedly dies and Lenora mourns him, so Lenora drinks the poison, but then Edgar comes back to life. Oh, he double poisoned. Can you have Edgar drink the poison twice?
That's the answer I want.
Wait.
How can I accomplish it?
You can do
you
it by
could
having
have-
Lenora die.
Yeah, have her die twice.
Yeah, and then Edgar drinks the poison, and then revives.
And then Edgar
finds out Lenora's
revives,
still
and then
dead.
goes back to her grave.
Oh yeah, I don't want to
5 panels.
see. The double-egger death is a powerful.
A miracle. I will use this opportunity to become worse.
So now we have
That's so stupid.
we have wine, which is they just drink the wine and they have a good time drinking the wine. But that is hostile because it needs to be poisoned. Isabel remarries. So she is going to be the poisoner. Nice.
Oh, she's super jazzed over that. Oh, and okay, the context gives you great.
Good for you.
And you
Isabel.
don't need all of the
Married up.
frames.
No, you can have one
I feel like
celebratory
her
frame.
with the wine is the appropriate condition here.
Isabel commits a crime.
Isabel commits a crime.
Why in the previous
Unlike
one
the
wasn't
previous
that?
panels.
Unlike the previous one, yeah.
Let's see here. Oh yeah.
Well, bye, Edgar. But everyone dies. Oh no.
Hey, I gotta do some work here. Let's see.
Well, Isabel would want to kill, or Lenora would want to kill Isabel.
I think the actual answer is pretty simply everyone's unhappy. Like no one got what they wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think
There's
there's
a lot
another
of
answer
poison
for
being
this.
drunk in this one.
Big
that's a-
sippies, yeah.
The only one making ideas
These
is the guy
are
selling the
like
poison.
always these are just It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia titles. Yeah, that's actually correct. This kicks ass. I feel
The
like the
gang
number
finds a
of
bottle of
variations that the game kind of works with requires it to what?
Ah. My gun's missing. Oh, never mind. It's fine. This game rules.
Oh my god.
So we have
Who took my gun?
a couple who done it kind of
Garfield.
things, and they get more complicated later. Like there's a witness you can have and stuff, and the butler for whatever reason is not like he just doesn't like this guy, and he wants to shoot him immediately. It's just
Oh, he's the butler. That makes sense.
yeah.
Ah, but he won't shoot the detective. Yeah, that makes sense. He'll only shoot the Duke.
So he's gonna you can't get away with it. The ghost doesn't do any good.
What the fuck?
The ghost can't tell you anything.
Yeah, the ghost
Ghost
is
is
just
just ghost.
there. Yeah. So that panel isn't actually necessary. It's just fun.
I feel like it is good though. It sets the mood.
Here we need to frame somebody.
Oh.
So we need her to just nope, she won't even touch
Touch
it. Okay.
the gun and then put it back.
How do I make this happen?
Oh, but she won't touch the gun.
Nope.
Yeah. I forget how this one works, so this one's
You can have the Duke touches the gun. Though.
Yeah, you need someone else to.
oh yeah, he
to-
loves the gun. Butler
Oh,
needs
he
to have
does
the
love
gun.
touching his gun.
But the
But he's gotta
butler
do
needs to
that
have it
after the
first,
murderer.
right?
yeah, the murderer has to put it back and then the Duke touches the gun. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
My
a big
gun.
difference in panels there. All right. There's your solution. Say this. There's not very
This
many
actually- how
chapters,
could you
but
do
they're all so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
this
is
seems
here
really
is very
clever.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
There
this one
were
with the-
definitely a few of these that took me quite a long time to solve. Like Smite's obviously cruising through this, and you can probably find the solutions yourself. But there were at least a handful of these that finding even the alternate solutions took me some real thinking. It's just unfortunate that overall there's not enough levels.
Yeah. The thing that it's an interesting problem of, people crave for more
Right.
is what it is. So it's kind of an interesting problem to have,
Okay, so
The Queen Mary's a fearsome dragon.
Yeah, no. That's pretty clever.
he's gonna die. All right. No problem. Never gonna take that outfit off there. It's fine. We'll do
Good for
one
him.
more of these later ones here.
Yeah, some of the actual last ones are real stumpers. Like they are
Yeah.
actively hard.
Usurper dies. Okay.
So
This
he-
one's alternate solution was the one that took me a long time. I think I took like 20 minutes to figure out the alternate solution. Fair warning, I'm not very smart, but like it also took me a long time to figure out the alternate solution for this one.
Oh, he needs to be throned first. Now he can be the boss.
Yeah.
Then he can do
He needs to get the
executions if he
crowns.
wants.
Jesus. Good for him.
To kill the usurper, the knight has to do it, and he... I don't think he's gonna... Well, maybe he does know, actually.
Oh, so then he has to get crowned, and then he can do it. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. The
Gotcha.
simpler solution would be to not kill the queen, and he just saves her, and then she does it.
Yep,
Mhm.
it was
Okay. Gotcha.
that was the part that had stumped me. Was it didn't occur to me to just have the Baron cut off the queen's head.
We need this got to be locked up. There you go. Now she can get mad. You won't kill him, of course. She gives him a thumbs up. That kicks ass. That's the kind of detail that makes me love this freaking game. All right.
Very gladiator of her.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Rest in peace, 2022 Peppa Pig Queen.
So that's storybook. And yeah, it's on Steam. It's $15, and I think it's on the Switch, and that's the way I would play it, because I definitely would pass this around and watch people try and solve it. Some of these are pretty
Yeah.
tough. One of these is like your uncle's
Good
nephew
though.
murders his husband's wife or something. Like it's a
Yeah.
whole bunch
Yeah,
of
it's
like
in the last chapter. It's the second one. Yeah,
a whole
it's
bunch of
those-
genealogy.
Mini
Which one?
Hamlet.
Mini Hamlet.
Knight
There
made
you
murder
go.
the monarchs and have an affair. Like, it's
Jesus. All right. Yeah. Okay. It starts to get more complicated then.
Tiny
Yeah, these
murders
really-
uncle to avenge father, and then you have to. So you have a lot going on with that. To break that down, you have to prove that he is the uncle, which means you have to prove the father is the brother, and you have to do all this stuff with the pretty limited. This is all you have to work with. Is you can tell whose parent is who, so you have to use that to show who is the uncle before you can do anything.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So
Yeah,
with that,
you've got limited panels, and you really have to figure out how do you get the most value out of 8 panels.
and I think I forget why Haiti kills his friend here, but he does for some reason. Oh, it's because he's jealous. So you have to create jealousy in the wedding
With
too.
the wedding.
Yeah.
Make
Now this
Haiti
guy-
heartbroken, and then he'll.
This guy needs to know he can't do that, and now he's mad? No. How do I make him mad? I can't even remember. But yeah, good luck. Good luck solving it.
Greeny's not comfortable with murder, but like somebody in that room is, and you're gonna find out who.
Yeah. It's a really cool game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing through it.
Mhm.
If this game had been even twice as long, I think I
The
would
fact
probably
that,
be
yeah,
selling
I think
people
that
on
the
it.
part that kind of like seals the deal for anyone who's considering is, yes, this is $20 and it looks very clever there, doesn't it? Smight did just do 26% of the game in the course of 14 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I know some of the answers, but yeah, that's true. That's exactly the thing. I did finish it. I didn't get held up by much, and I finished it off screen after doing my hour or so of it pretty quickly. So I would like to see. I don't know
But
if they're
that
going
does
to add
say
more content.
Storyteller Tome 1, which has me,
Yeah.
you know, very encouraged.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw that.
hopeful.
And
with
I'm like,
regards to.
you gonna drop me some more books? It reminds me of, you remember Keep Talking and it
Yeah,
it explodes.
nobody
That
explodes.
game.
Yeah.
That game never released more manuals, and that really made me pretty sad because we had it down so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on.
Like I
You're
would
right.
be playing the shit out of that.
Custom bombs happened. People
Custom
made,
bombs did happen.
Yeah, people made some custom bombs, but
So hey, if people want to make custom levels for Storyteller, I'll play your giant story pack.
yeah, the community content
Sweet.
versus the official content is always kind of the big. Well, they could, but that requires investment from people for free. So
I would love to play some more of that then, because the one manual was killer. We were playing that for like a year, and we just
God, the quantum bomb.
we didn't even need the manual after a while. We were just at it. It was done.
I don't need to ever touch the Octodecayata ever again, personally, but it was interesting that it existed.
Well, thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for showing me your games.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having us.
You got any? What are y'all getting into today or this weekend?
Well, I've got some rating here in a couple minutes, but actually, this is a good time to announce. I'm actually planning on doing a marathon the upcoming like Tuesday and Wednesday.
Hell yeah!
As
Hell
of
yeah!
Today, the Mega Man Battle Network collection came out for PC, and I'm gonna be all over that because my name was not PA Master for nothing. I fucking love those games.
Hey, I am actually sponsored by Capcom to do that in just a minute. I'm gonna be doing
shit.
it.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah! I love to hear it.
So that is,
I am not sponsored by Capcom, which is why I'm going to be making it a donathon. With just things like you can donate to lock out a code from my folder, or make me swap in a specific chip of your choice, or for a larger fee, just make me switch which Battle Network I'm playing. Like, there are 6 of them, it's fine.
If you've never played Battle Network 3 before, should I do blue or white?
Blue.
That's what I heard. All right, I want to do that. That's what I'm starting with today.
Blue has... Okay, let me just qualify a statement with something really quick. Are you aware of the basic flow of the combat?
I mean, I beat the first 2, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. So you're aware there's a custom gauge. You're aware you have a limited folder.
Yes.
Blue has a Giga chip. Sorry, you don't know about those. You will. Your kids are gonna love them. Called Folder Back. What it is, it's a full custom that immediately reshuffles your entire deck back into itself.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. It breaks the difficulty of the game over its knee. It's perfect.
And wait, authorblues, what are you into?
Including itself. Yeah. No, including itself. It also pops back in there.
I exercised unbelievable restraint to not spend my 15 minutes talking about ZZT, but I have been doing a lot of that lately, and I started playing some Open Transportation Tycoon. I'm fractured at the moment. I got done with Chrono Trigger, and my life started dissolving in front of me. I think I might play Paper Mario again. What am I gonna do? That's kind of me in a nutshell.
Doc, what are you about?
I don't have much special going on, but I have a fair amount of SpawnCon to do relatively soon. Like, I have to do 2 streams of Marvel Snap, in fact. And some other stuff as well. Yeah. That's gonna be me trying out Marvel Snap for the first time, actually. I've never done it before. I mean, I've watched people play, and that's basically the same thing. It is a game. But it's, I've never played it myself, in fact. A couple of other things as well. Some other, other various kinds of bounties. And yeah, I really appreciate people checking out for those, because, viewership matters for those bits of sponsored content. Because if you don't get them, then you won't get offered more, that kind of thing.
Thanks for joining me.
Yep.
No
Take it easy.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good one.
Take easy.